Today, we will learn about what is casting, its working process, advantages, disadvantages, and main casting terminology. Casting is defined as a manufacturing process in which molten metal is poured into a mold or a cavity of desired shape and allowed to solidify, which forms predefined shape. This process widely used to manufacture complex parts which cannot be made by other processes. All major parts like bed of lathe, milling machine bed, IC engine components, etc. are made by this process. Working process. There are many types of casting which works differently, but these are the following steps that is common to all. First, metal is melted in a suitable furnace. Now, molten metal poured into a predefined cavity. The molten metal allows to solidify at desired cooling rate. Removal of cast part from mold and clean it for further processes like machining, surface finishing, polishing, etc. Advantages. Casting has following advantages over other manufacturing process. It can create any complex structure economically. The size of object doesn't matter for casting. The casting object have high compressive strength compared to other methods. All structure made by casting has wide range of properties. This can create an accurate object. All material can be cast. It creates isotropic structure, that is, the property of the material is constant in all the direction. It is the cheapest among all manufacturing process. Composite component can be easily made by casting process. Casting terminology. Flask. The molding flask is used to hold the sand mold. The sand mold has desired cavity of object, which can be casted. The sand is rammed into the flask to create sand mold in which metal is poured to get desired shape. It is created into minimum 2 pieces, which allows removal of pattern easy. Cope. The upper part of the molding flask is known as cope. Drag. The lower part of molding flask is known as drag. Cheeks. When the molding flask made into more than 2 parts, the intermediate parts are known as cheeks. They are used in complex casting. Pattern. Pattern is replica of object to be created. It is made by either wood, wax, or other suitable materials. It is placed into mold flask and sand rammed over it, which forms an object cavity into the sand. Pour-in basin. It is a funnel-shaped cavity at the top of the mold. The metal is poured into pour-in basin from where it is supplied at different parts of the mold. Runner. Runner is a horizontal passage of molten metal. It connects sprue to gating system. Normally, it is situated at lower half of mold. Riser. Riser is used as reservoir of molten metal. When pouring of metal has stopped, when the cavity is filled by molten metal, the pouring is stopped, which allows solidifying object. During solidification, volumetric shrinkage takes place, which reduces the desired size and shape of object. The riser is provided into the mold, which supplies the molten metal to remove effect of volumetric shrinkage during solidification. These are further divided into top riser, blind riser, side riser, etc. Core. Core is used to cast hollow cavity. It is also a sand structure and placed at right place into mold. Cavity where hollow part is to be created. The metal poured into mold cavity does not fill the part at which core is placed. Thus, we can create hollow cavity or hollow cast. Chaplets. These are supporting components of core. It holds core and it supports the core into mold cavity. These protect the core from various forces encountered in casting. Chills. Chills are generally solid metal pieces which placed in cavity to increase cooling rate. Mainly, it is used to create direction solidification of molten metal. They have high thermal conductivity. Vents. These small passages made in mold which allows to escape the gases during solid sprue. It is a passage which connects pouring basin to the runner. It allows the flow of molten metal from pouring basin into tapered in shape gate. It is the entry point through which molten metal enters into the actual mold cavity.